Hi, this is Rana, and today I have a layout for May I Scraplift You. Crystal Barrett, who has Pineapple Papers, created this hop. This is the first time I've ever joined in that. And on day one, I intended to Scraplift Crystal. I actually did my layout on May 1st, yesterday. However, I didn't get my video finished, so I'm adding it today. I apologize that I wasn't right there with everybody jumping off, but it's been a little crazy here, and I didn't get it all done. So you can see I'm using some Pinkfresh Studio. This is Chrysanthemum. I don't remember the name. I will link that up in the description box. I don't have much. I have lots of papers that are from other collections, but I didn't have, I just had a few embellishments from this collection. And the one little baggie of flowers was from a friend. She bought the washi tape and die set and gave me some of those. So I'm going to use some of those today. And then I have some of the chipboard stickers and the cardstock stickers. So I really liked her design, and I really loved how she had the black behind the pictures, and then she had the matting of the whole layout with a little bit of black. I ended up thinking that for this photo and with this collection, white on white and then white on craft would be really pretty. So I decided to do this craft sheet, and then I backed it with white, and then you saw that little scrap piece of that plaid in the background, that pink plaid. And I had cut that for some reason when I was working on a different layout, and I just had that left in this, in my paper stack. So I wanted to get that used before I ended up squishing it or anything. It is super cute. It's not quite as big of a border as she had, and I would have liked to have had a thicker one, but it is what it is, and I got a scrap used up, so that was good. And then you see the little scraps down there, the little tiny just bits, and I really wanted to make that work. She didn't really have that in her layout. She had more embellishments. So here you can see I already had a white border. When I printed my picture, I had a white border on it, but she used a larger photo, and I just thought a white border with the white border, or a white mat with the white border, was kind of fun. It just gives 2 layers of white. You can't see it in the video very well, but in real life you can see that it's white stacked on white, and I thought that was kind of a fun look. So I fiddle around with this teeny tiny little scrap. I don't even know why I would have saved it, but for some reason I did. And I just thought that would be fun to have that lined up. So I go back and forth on that a little ridiculously. So you'll see me fiddling with that a couple of times, but I'm gluing it here, but I'm still not done playing with it. Oh, I don't know why some things get me like that, but they do. Going to get it nice and straight, and then I'm going to pick it up and move it again. I don't know if anybody else, when they're scrapbooking, glues stuff down and fiddles even more, but I certainly do. I chose this layout because I knew we were going to be super busy the last part of April, the first part of May, and we are. And then we also added in moving my mother-in-law up here where we live from her home about an hour and a half away into a memory care facility. And so I've spent a lot of time getting her moved, and a lot of time there just trying to make sure she's okay. And it's been a physically and mentally exhausting process. And it's, far from over because it's a new day every day, right? But anyway, so I'm going to probably have a little bit less time for scrapbooking, but I really need scrapbooking at the same time, so I'm going to work it in as much as I possibly can because this is my therapy and I need it for my mental health. So I hope you will struggle along with me through some of this. Sometimes I'm going to pick easier designs like this for me. The layout that Crystal did was just a diagonal design and one photo. That for me just comes natural and I gravitate towards that anyway. So I knew that I would be able to do that. I didn't do like a bunch of clusters necessarily. I tried to do, she had hers kind of little bits going down and she had space between them. Mine ended up being a little bit more clustered than hers. My pieces were a little bit bigger. I did try, she had some different textures with some fabric and it looked like chipboard or wood veneer on hers, and since I chose the craft, I just didn't like how it looked. So I ended up just staying with these, Pinkfresh stickers and things because I just felt like it matched better and then it stood out really well over the craft. So I didn't want to mess that up after I kind of had it going and I was liking how it was looking. So I ended up not adding those other elements in. You're not even going to see them on screen here because I rejected them before I even brought them on screen. So that little dot, I liked it, but I didn't think it worked anywhere, but you're going to see it on here in the finished layout in a minute. That little capture life down there at the bottom is going to hold my journaling. She didn't have that on hers, but I added it in. I thought it nestled in nicely there under the title. This is my youngest granddaughter, and the couch that I have in the sunroom is kind of outdoor furniture, and it has that wrought iron bar across the bottom. So that made it so easy when she figured out that she could climb up on the couch that way. And then she stands up in the couch to look out the window to see the chickens in the backyard. And so that was just kind of a fun little memory how she was learning to climb up on things. Now she can, of course, climb up on the couch, the chair, everything without the bar. But at this point, she was still a little bit shorter, and this was her first experience, and she really loved it and worked hard shimmying herself up on things after she figured out she could do this. So it was just a fun little memory. So that little capture life is going to hold that information. You've seen me here pull out these little puffy hearts. I love these things. I keep them right by my, within my little tool pouch there because I use them quite a bit. And I believe they're freckled fawn. And I found 2 different packs of those so that I would have the right colors, and they did match absolutely perfectly with this. So I'm going to do, for my last touch, do some splatters, and I have the Dilutions white acrylic. I'm going to get that splattered on here, and you're going to see something I hate when it happens in just a second. Sometimes I go wild with my splatters, and there it was, this big, ugly splotch. I mean, white splatters are so pretty, and then when you get a big, ugly one, that just aggravates me to death. So, that little tiny dot, I didn't know where I was going to put it. It's going to land there, and I really actually like it. So, it kind of brought it down even farther, and it added to, like she had with the little bits, just kind of in different spots. And so I added 2 little spots there, but then I'm going to get the splatters out again, and then I will be finished. I have linked the playlist in the description box below, and I have also linked Crystal's Instagram so that you can go and find that and see this original layout, and then many, many more. She's got some beautiful work. So it was fun to Scraplift Crystal, and I hope to join you again with more May I Scraplift You. Thanks a lot for joining me, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.